Hi everyone, welcome to CodeKamikaze YouTube channel. I hope everybody are doing well. So, as for the last videos that we have been following on DevOps and DevSecOps, in the last couple of videos we had discussed about how can you write the Docker file by following the standards and how can you stay away from vulnerabilities and security flaws. Today we are going to discuss about how can we scan a Docker image and we can see how many vulnerabilities can we find in image with the help of Trivy tool. So Trivy is a vulnerability scanner tool for images, and we can call it as a container runtime images. So you can use the Trivy to scan your images, and you can find the vulnerability severity such as critical, high, medium, and low. And accordingly, you can take the actions you want me to proceed for deployment or not. So it's the best practice to integrate a image scanner into your CI/CD pipeline, since we had been discussing about security because you might follow SAST, DAST, and security compression analysis, or any kind of malware scannings in your pipeline. But it's necessary to enable image scanner into your pipeline because since you have been following the microservice architecture, so in the microservice architecture, usually it gets built at get test and it will create a Docker image, and after it will create, it has to get scanned with any security tool. That's why we bring Trivy today. So we'll see what is Trivy and why Trivy, and we'll see the installation. And we'll take a Trivy as a vulnerability scan, and we'll take a sample image to get scanned with the Trivy. So let's go with the introduction of Trivy. So Trivy is a vulnerability scanner. You can use as a scanning for Docker images, and you can keep it as a security tool, and you can integrate this Trivy as your CI/CD pipeline. And moreover, it's open source. You don't need to pay for it, and it's easy to use. So if you are willing to develop this DevSecOps principle into your CI/CD pipeline, so what you can do, you can take this Trivy as your security tool to scan your Docker images. You can integrate this Trivy tool to your CI/CD pipeline, which is a pipeline as a code. And regularly people use Java, Jenkins, and Azure DevOps, and GitLab, and we have other like GitHub Actions and other CI/CD tools. So you can take it and integrate it, and you can get scan your Docker image via pipelines. So that's all about the introduction of Trivy and why Trivy. So this is a big question. In the market, we have a number of tools are available. So the main reason I bring this Trivy today, that is the main reason is like it's simple to use. You don't require any prerequisites to run it, and you can just execute the minimal commands, and you can get the vulnerability data in your uh, log level itself. And it's comprehensive, like scan for operating vulnerabilities, and you can as well as application dependencies vulnerabilities, so you can use for both ways. And it's a fast, yeah, that's true, like within fraction of minutes you can set up all the image scanning environment, and you can get the results as quickly. And its main accuracy, like I can say that it maintains a high level of accuracy in vulnerability detection because it's manages its own database to you know uh, tracking with the OWSAP top 10 vulnerabilities. And you can integrate with the CI/CD too. So it can easier to integration into CI/CD integration, like as I mentioned in the earlier. So you just need to follow the minimal steps. So if you follow the minimal steps, you can easily install Trivy into your CI/CD pipeline. So we have discussed about all the Trivy introduction about it, but where we can use it. So you can use it Linux, you can use a Mac OS, and you can use Windows with the WSL. So let's discuss about how can we install this Trivy into our Ubuntu operating system. Today I'm going to walk you through the installation of Trivy on Ubuntu, and I'll install it on Ubuntu, and I'll scan this Trivy with the maybe Nginx image or any other images. So I will show you what all vulnerabilities you can find and how you can fix it. So to scan your images, so the prerequisites are you should have installed Docker into your machine. In my case, I'm going to show you in Ubuntu. So the prerequisites are you should have to have the Docker images pre-installed into your system, and that's it. So you can take advantage of Trivia, and you can scan your image and get the list. So for that, so I'm going to copy this code. So I have copied it. So let me go to my Ubuntu. This is the Ubuntu I have, and So let's paste the code that I have copied. So just I'm going to calling the duplicate through this all the binaries, and just install it. So it's just a basic command that I use to call it. So I'll post this all this command to this video description. You can find it and you can install it in your local machines. Just copy it. So I'm just going to, oh, it hasn't copied. So let me copy it as manually. I copied it. So I'm going to paste over here. If I press enter, oh, no such a file and directory. Did I copy wrongly? Okay, so there is a typo. I have restructured these steps to follow. So I'm going to copy these commands. So I have pasted into documentation, but somehow it is not taking up as per the standards. So what I have done, I have created one document separately for this. So I'll paste this comments as usually. So you just need to take the, calling the particular transports and calling the particular GitHub repositories, and that's it. You just need to update your system, and after that, you need to use the apt package and get deployed into Trivy. So I'm going to paste over here everything. If I press enter, it will get call and it will get install everything and pulling it to Docker repositories and updating into your system, and after that, installing it your Trivy package manager. So now it got installed. So if I check Trivy, saying that it's giving me all the options, like what all options to have to use a Trivy. So it's saying that Trivy scanner container image, and I can use it try. So if you want to scan in Python image, I can use it like Trivy image and all. So these all things we can use with the Trivy. So you can use the AWS configs, files, image, Kubernetes, repositories, and all. This is all commands that can use it, and management commands like modules and plugins, and literally commands like completion, convert, and all. So these are flags. If you want to go with the advanced flags, you can use it like while you're integrating with your CI/CD pipeline. So as I mentioned, so if you want to use Trivy, the prerequisites are you should install Docker into your local machine. So for that, I'm going to check what version of Docker I'm using. For that, I'm going to mention Docker -FN version. So how version is 26.0.0. That's fair enough for running the Trivy. And I'm going to check what all images do I have currently in my local. So if you want to scan your images with the Trivy, so the images should present in your local laptop. That's why I'm going to check docker image ls. So this is the command. Oh, my bad. So this is the command where you can enter and you can get the list of all the images that are present in your local machine. So in my case, I have a Postgres, Nginx, and all fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to scan my Nginx image with the Trivy, and I'm going to find what all vulnerabilities are present in my image. So since we have already installed Docker, so and we have installed already Trivy, so what I will do, I will use this command. So Trivy image, and after that, I'm going to specify the flag which is timeout. So the main reason of timeout is like if you have if your image contain huge amount of packages, and if it is images if your Docker image is bigger, so that's why we need to specify timeout. Otherwise, your Trivy scanner will go with a particular attempts and it will get fail. So that's why I specify the timeout as 30 minutes. So as per depend on your image size, you can specify 15 minutes or 10 minutes, but it won't take much of 30 minutes. It will take minimal amount of time to get scan your image. So for now, I'm going to press enter. So if you see here, my image has been scanned with a Trivy. Oh god, there are too many vulnerabilities in my image. Let me come top. So I'm going to, as I mentioned, I use a Trivy image. This is a command you can use to scan your image. And after that, in a specific timeout that I mentioned, like depend on size of image, and I'm specify my image, which is locally available, which is Nginx. And if you see vulnerability scanning is enabled, secret scanning is enabled. If your scanning is low, please try scanner vulnerabilities, disable secret scanning, and this is all giving the all the information like what you can refer it. But if you see here, total 151, one unknown, and we have a low 85 vulnerabilities, and medium 35, and high 28, and critical R2. So these are all the vulnerabilities code that we got from Trivy. And if you want to list out all the vulnerabilities what you have available, so you can come down and you can see apt have a key in apt allow versions do not. So it is saying, hey, this is the severity is low and it is affected install version which is 2.6.1, and it is saying it was found at the correctly. So if you want, you can go with this url and you can get fixed it. So I'm going to copy this. Let me copy it. So I'm going to the browser, and if I see, can I found any vulnerabilities on this name? Yeah, we found it. 211 So this is the CVE ID, and it's the National Institute of Standard and Technology which was provided. And if you want, you can go to this Ubuntu official website docs also. It's saying that it was found at APT key in APT. All versions did not correctly validate GPU keys and master key links. Saying about the GPU keys, there are some issues with the GPU keys, so you need to configure it correctly. So you can come to references, you can link a bunch of hyperlinks and all. You can look at the vulnerability history, and you can go with the fixing of this particular vulnerability. So this is how we can get the information about the vulnerability. And we have the let me zoom out. Yeah, now it is clear, seems to be. So if you see here, first one is apt and bashed. We have the bsdils, and we have the gccs, and we have a libom. Oh, three. Oh god. We have the libapt package and libbxbin. So it's more about the Ubuntu operating system. So these all the vulnerabilities, IDs and severities and affected, and install version it will found on the APT key and APT all versions do not correctly. So this is the URL it is specifying. Hey, if you want to get more information and go and log in this particular URL, or go and look into this URL, you can get more information about it. Let's see the critical one, CV20236879, which is critical, and it's showing heap buffer overflow and frame size change. So seems to be buffer overflow. Oh, so if I copy this, if I come down to the browser, I'm going to new tab and paste over here. I can see this vulnerability ID 211 which is same one which I've seen in the last. And what else we have? We have a high vulnerability which is 20233148. This is a vulnerability ID, and let's see what it is showing. So it is saying cpam dot does not verify TLS certification. Okay, it seems to be a TLS issue. So let's go 3374. Yeah, no, it is showing the same one. Are we referring? Seems to be copy is not working now. 31484. I think we copied correctly now. Sorry for that. Okay, so we got it. So it is a high vulnerability saying that cpan.pm before 2555 does not verify TLS certificates when downloading distribution over HTTP. So it's saying that weaknesses of TLS certification, and it is in the accepts software rates and potentiality, and we have a related attack pattern. So like how a attacker can take the advantage for this TLS certification, how he can take advantage and hack your system. So this is how, guys, like you can scan your Docker image with the Trivy, and you can get all the information about your vulnerabilities. So we have a bunch of vulnerabilities like medium, low, and high, and high. So this is how, guys, like you can use Trivy, and you can pass them, and you can pass a number of images. Like since we have the nginx, so you can pass the any kind of your custom images, like regularly now real time what people used to do, like they do create their own custom images. So that's why, like while you're creating custom images, so you may not follow the standard. So that's why you should integrate a image scanner into a CI/CD pipeline to stay away from vulnerabilities or stay away from security flaws. And the last but not the least, so we are going to see the last command, which is try image security. And so it's going to filter out like high and critical so vulnerabilities. If you don't want to get any other vulnerabilities are in your in this CLI, so what you can do, you can use this command. So let me get back. let me gear up. So let me zoom out. Okay, I mean jump in. So I'm going to paste this command. Same command we are going to use Trivy image, and after that I'm going to specify CVIT. Just want to have only high and critical vulnerabilities, and oh, I need to specify the timeout. I forgot it. My bad. So where is this timeout? Yeah. So once I press enter, if you see this, we have only the high and critical vulnerability. So this is how. Let me zoom out. So this is how, guys, like, you can zoom out and you can see the list of vulnerabilities that are present over here. And since we just filter out only with the high and critical vulnerabilities after. So okay, you can customize your queries, like, how you want to get the data by using Trivy. So you have a bunch of keywords that are present in Trivy. You can customize it as per the requirement. And moreover, like, in a real time, people more care about high and critical vulnerabilities, but mediums are less prioritized. So if any your CI/CD pipeline picked up any high vulnerability, so it's mandatory to fix it right away. Otherwise, if you forgot to fix it and if you unfortunately it went into production, it would be a big trouble into your system or application that you are running. So these all information that I would like to share, like the Trivy, and we have a bunch of tools that are available, guys. Like, it's not only the Trivy tool that only we can use it into the scanning purpose of a Docker images. There are hundreds of images are available in the market. It's up to you which one you want to use, and if you want to stick with open source, you can stick with it. Otherwise, if you want to go to enterprise, there are a bunch of tools are available. But the principle are same, and the agenda is same. So you'd like to find the vulnerabilities into your custom images or your latest images that you pull from the any official image registry. So I hope I have covered everything, like how can scan your image, how can get the vulnerabilities, and how can check the vulnerabilities by following the link which is suggested by Trivy and all. So that's all for today, guys. Like, we have covered up the image scanning. In the next session, we'll discuss how can we scan the Kubernetes manifest file and how can we get the vulnerabilities into it. Because since we have been following the DevSecOps principle, so we have covered pre-commit hook and and later we have covered SAST, and we covered the DAST, and now we have covered the Docker best practices of writing the file, and now we have covered the Docker image scanning. In the next video, we'll see how can we scan our Kubernetes manifest file, and how can we get the vulnerabilities list, and how can we find or how can we fix the vulnerabilities into the files. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching and stay tuned to this channel. I suggest you to watch the videos from this from the stats to get more information about it. And thanks for watching, and subscribe to my channel. Share to your friends who are needed into security side. Thank you. Bye bye.